It's been 50 years since he won Wimbledon, and now we have his racket.
The Arthur Ashe Competition Legacy Edition is here.
Today we have a legacy racket. It is from Head, and it is
the Arthur Ashe Competition Legacy Edition.
Wowza. Obviously the silver paint job is its main striking element, and this harps back to Arthur Ashe's silver racket, the racket that he is synonymous with from when he won Wimbledon 50 years ago on July the 5th, 1975. 50 years ago, July the 5th. And that is why Head have come up with the Arthur Ashe Competition Legacy Edition racket. It is a very limited run, so get your hands on one because it looks sweet.
Do you remember who he beat in that final?
Jimmy Connors.
Were you there?
No, I'm a bit too young.
No. So for those of you who do remember, I'm sure this racket is a reminder of what has been called one of the greatest ever finals. Probably surpassed by Rafa and Roger, maybe.
Oh wow!
Oh, there you go. But what they didn't do, or maybe they did, is they didn't change the game quite like this racket did for Arthur Ashe back in 1975.
Yeah. So racket technology has obviously moved on way past where it is now. But previous to 1975,
it was wooden rackets.
And Arthur Ashe was the first to use an aluminium frame, worked with Howard Head. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it?
Is his name Howard Head?
I think so.
I generally didn't know that.
Someone correct me, I feel like his name was Howard. Anyway, he was a pioneer in metal equipment and metal tennis rackets, and that was the first Arthur Ashe Competition Head racket. It was commercial, it was sellable. There's even those of you that have seen the Air film will have seen the advert, the genuine advert from the time. And yeah, and that is why Head made this racket. 50 years, legacy racket, a legacy player. Here it is.
Interestingly, that final in 1975, we might have been one of the first aluminium rackets to ever win Wimbledon, and Arthur Ashe was the first black man, and still the only black man to win Wimbledon.
Of course, obviously you've
50
got
years later.
Williams sisters, but male players.
Yeah, 50 years is incredible. And also the first black man to win Australian Open and the US Open as well. So
Pretty good man.
Yeah.
Pretty good man. So a few details on the actual racket, because you might be thinking, whilst I might just buy it to have on my wall at home because it looks so cool, maybe you want to use it. And if you want to use it, you'll be pleased to know it is based on a Head Boom MP. So a very playable, powerful, easily accessible style of racket, easy to get on with, which is why I think it was a sensible choice from Head to use the Head Boom as the base mould for this paint job. The other details of this racket, they're really nice. The photo itself, Ben?
Yes, so the photo itself, a little bit of an interesting backstory. This is a genuine home photo of Arthur Ashe, and Head asked his wife for approval because they had to Photoshop in the racket. Funnily enough, they didn't get a photo of him using the brand new Head Boom.
That's funny, that.
No, funny that. So this really is a Arthur Ashe family head. Like, they've done this really, really nicely.
Yeah, it's all been, I'm told it's been done with
collaboration.
With Arthur Ashe's family involved in the design and signing off different elements, especially around the faceplate, which I think is one of the best looking faceplates I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange thing to say, but it is, isn't it? Yeah.
There's a lot of bad ones out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Good.
Yeah.
The other detail that I only noticed when we saw it today, and I had seen it previously, was the actual logo on the stencil, and the logo on the racket is the original Head logo.
Yes, a little bit pointier.
The wishbone logo. Slightly narrower, pointier, just like you can see on the racket covers. And actually, let's talk about the racket covers, because I've never been so excited to talk about racket covers.
Okay, it's a weird job, this, when you start getting excited about logos, faceplates, and the coolest racket covers. Like, it's weird, but they are genuinely cool.
It's so heavy, it's so thick, it's just quality.
I would suggest it could be bulletproof. Don't test it, but it's such a substantial thing.
Yeah.
It is a
beautiful Wimbledon colours as well.
Yeah.
And on the back, you have his famous quote.
Yes, you can't win without serving. And it speaks to a little bit more about the man than just his ability to play tennis, because this quote obviously has a duality to it, and Arthur Ashe was big on serving his community, and you couldn't get ahead in life without helping others. He was actually arrested for protesting about apartheid in South Africa, and he was one of the leading voices in the HIV awareness campaign of the 1980s. So Arthur Ashe, all-round top dude.
And of course, when you play tennis, you have to serve. Just for those of you who missed the obvious tennis element.
Yes.
Then went for the deeper angle.
Well, there you go. So yeah, Arthur Ashe did loads for tennis. He did loads for the world. And Head are celebrating it in what we think is a very nice, very tasteful and good-looking way.
Very good-looking way.
Yeah.
So, however, you obviously want to watch us use it and see what we think of the playability, and that is exactly what we've done. Let's go. So as we said, the new Arthur Ashe Competition Legacy Edition racket is a Boom MP. And we have a Boom MP here in its inline colour. Mm-hmm. A little bit different.
Also this alternate colour as well. And fortunately, the Arthur Ashe looks way better than both of them.
It does. So if you're currently a Boom MP user and want to,
upgrade your look,
then I think this is an obvious choice. However, I think it's going to be more people who want to almost a piece of history, piece of legacy. It's obviously a 50-year anniversary. There's only a few hundred in the UK of these. That's it. So probably quite a cool thing just to have. But the Boom MP, Ben, how did you find it?
Yeah, so we quite like the Boom MP. We like the whole Boom range, in fact. And I guess it's just because it's quite such an easy-to-use power frame. Quite a lot. Some of the others get a bit stiff, they get a bit cumbersome, but the Boom MP is just this nice, easy to use, loads of power, easy access to power, some might say, fun tennis racket that just makes you want to strike the ball and have a good time.
Yeah, of course, Arthur Ashe had to deal with an aluminium, probably quite clunky and quite harsh, Auxetic 2.0 in there. So anyway, Head Boom MP, 295 grams, a 16-19 string pattern, a 315mm balance point, all exactly the same as the Boom MP itself.
Yes, if you are a attacking player who likes to sit on the baseline, taking big long swings at the ball, the Boom's going to give you loads of power. But also, because of that lovely Auxetic 2.0, stiffens up onto impact, it's great for defending, short little stabby shots, counter punching, even serve and volleying, it works quite well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it serves really nicely.
Yeah, it's a really easy racket to serve with. So all round, Boom MP, good racket. Arthur Ashe competition, really, really nice looking racket.
As well as a great looking racket and racket cover as we have covered, there is also some luggage. And now this luggage may be really the thing that gets you excited, that really thinks, it'd be nice to buy into a legacy range. I don't want to use the Boom MP, I've got nowhere to display the actual racket, but I'm always down for some cool luggage.
I hear people saying that all the time.
We do. Let's start with the small one.
And I'll get the bag as well.
They're equally heavy like the thing. So this is all the rage now, the court bag, the courtside bag, this sort of mini duffel. You see obviously all the players on tour, God, it's actually really heavy.
You're right there.
You obviously get all the players on tour taking it out to their matches, but it's becoming more and more popular for tennis players to have, because obviously you can stick a racket in, handle sticks out the side, it looks kind of cool. Kind of usable, you can take it on an aeroplane, it has more functionality to use it in the gym, which is why they're becoming all the rage. And yeah,
it goes in cycles, doesn't it? Style and fashion goes in cycles.
It look great.
It does, it looks wicked.
It's 40 litres, so
fantastic.
Good amount of size.
Plenty of water in it in case you're thirsty.
And yeah, here it is. Right. Lovely looking bag. Obviously you've got the old school Wishbone logo on the end. Anyway, this is the courtside bag. We can go to that.
Right.
And then we have the proper racket bag, complete with, you can't win without serving, quote on the top. So I buy bags all the time from loads of different brands, always having a look at them. And this is the most I've ever bought of a singular bag. I was so confident that people would want it. It looks great. The quality of the material is great. It's actually priced pretty fairly.
It is a Wimbledon effect, doesn't it? Very retro, very Wimbledon, which is very cool these days.
And of course, being 50 years since he won Wimbledon, hence why the rackets have a Wimbledon theme, or the luggage especially has a Wimbledon theme. This bigger one does come with the quote, you can't win without serving, as well as the year, Ben, did you just say?
Yes, it's got the year on the end, so you know Wayne Arthur Ashe won Wimbledon first.
So you'll never miss that question in a pub quiz ever again.
That's the sort of important information that Head were worried about when designing this bag.
So here we go. The luggage. Beautiful. Now, limited edition rackets come out all the time, and often they leave a little bit to be desired.
Yeah.
However, Head have nailed this one. You cannot deny the cosmetic is great, the story behind it is great, what it's harping back to, what it's reminding everyone about, the luggage, the way it fits in, the time of year, the fact it links to Wimbledon and 50 years, the little details of the logo and that his wife was involved in the design of the racket. There's just so many great elements to this limited edition racket that it's a great one. So well done, Mr. Head. Yes,
too often it's always a bit of sort of an afterthought, or a bit of a mess. This has been executed perfectly, and we are absolutely delighted to have some. It's really good.
Yeah, so we have a very limited amount. So if you are in the UK and you'd like to buy one, then please feel free. We have a lot of bags though, because I think the bagging is super popular. But yeah, as I said, it's a limited run, so once they're gone, they are gone. There's no additional ones being made. It is just what is currently in the country.
There we go. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you never miss a thing from PH Tennis.
Although don't show your friends this one because you'll want it and then they'll want one too and you want to be the only person with it.
Okay, yeah.
So don't share this video, share all the other ones. Yeah?
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll all follow your request to the letter.